G'day everyone, welcome back. So, we're back out on the boat for what will be probably a good 3 or 4 episodes probably of replacing the roof. I put up a short the other day that showed me making the beams. A few people did guess that yes, they are new roof beams for the boat. Yeah, so I think I might have mentioned in one of the other videos, I've actually secured a spot where I can work on the boat properly. So that's where we're going to head off now. I've just sort of done a few little maintenance things, fan belts, check the oil, all that. We're about to fire up and then get cruising. Cracker of a day for it today, to be honest. Like it's yeah, really nice weather. Very little wind. So anyway, we got to sort of run the tides a little bit. We're going to get, you know, on a high is good for where I'm going. We got about an hour's run and about an hour and a half until top of the tide. So yeah, we should be going all right. So I'll I don't know, probably get some shots while we're cruising, and then I'll give you a good rundown of where the roof is at now from when I put the previous video up, which was quite a few months ago. And yeah, and then we'll basically rip into it, and the entire roof is coming off. Back roof is coming off. So yeah, stay tuned. Definitely subscribe so you can get all the videos as they come up, and turn your notifications on. All the comments in the world are definitely welcome, because yeah, if you've been watching the channel for a while, you know that woodwork is not necessarily my strong point. So if you've got any good suggestions, leave them down below. All right, let's get this underway. Made it. We're all tied up, which is good. Tell you what, cruising this thing around with the chain on the winch now definitely makes the bow down far more than it was. But that's okay, because when we put a really big engine in the back, the boat will level out. I'll sink in the water more anyway. Alright, first things first, we're going to get the doors off, and then I can give you a bit of a quick overview of how bad it really is. And then I'm going to set up a time lapse and basically get into it. So we are up past 11 now, and I want this roof off, ready for sort of reinstallation by the end of the day. So I've got Uncle Neville here helping me, and we're just gonna stop chatting and get into it. So let's go. I haven't been able to open this door for fear of it doing that. Yeah, that's how rotten she is. Nothing holding it together. Alright, so I thought we'd just pick the camera up, throw an update and show you the worst of the worst. I mean, it's all worst, but anyway. So this side was completely gone. Obviously just pulled the door straight down, and there is just, I mean, I'm not going to push it because I don't want it to go in the water, but there's just nothing there. The beam still feels good, but we went to start prying and I've discovered an issue. This bottom beam down here is, this whole corner's unhappy. I mean, that's just a trim piece. That's not a trim piece. That's actually a fair slab of timber. So we'll have to dive into that a bit more, but this corner is actually not, the coach bolts don't seem to be holding anything anymore. So we might pull some more trim off. That's just trim. Don't know about that yet. But yeah, the next step from here is we're pretty much all undone most of the way across. And we're just gonna try and knock this beam out. And then from here, a bit of reference, from there where that double beam is, that's aluminium sheet. So we're gonna try and get that off in one piece. No guarantees, but we're gonna try, and then we'll just start working our way forward from there. So yeah, see how we go. Well, that's all that aft section gone, and it come down in a lot of pieces. No real big surprises. Probably the biggest surprise actually is that's only 1/2 inch. I could have sworn that I measured it in a few different places and it was inch, but it's not. So that's fine. So the 3/4 inch is more than enough. Now the other big surprise, so when I say no real surprises, that's just a lie, is this corner. So when we pulled this side down, the beam fell straight down with it. This corner is, I don't know, 70% gone in that little section there. Interesting to see how much more of that's gone. That's unhappy as well. That the corner post itself is still pretty solid. So yeah, I mean, I don't know why. Oh, we saved the fern too, so don't worry, it'll get repotted. No ferns were harmed in the disassembly process. I don't know why the beam stopped there. Like, why would they not go to the floor or at least push in further down? So we're going to replace these beams, both verticals, and I'm going to make them longer, and I'm going to make them join into the ribs further down. Even if I've got to notch, well, I'll have to notch the floor, but it just makes sense to have them all the way down. Yeah, even though the beams themselves aren't in bad nick, the timber's still okay in them. We're going to change it because I don't like it. So yeah. That's about it. That's about it for updates. We're just going to keep going. So we're probably just going to come through, and I'll just get the reciprocating saw again and just chop this back section off, work our way forward. Alrighty. So most of the roof's gone. Now what we're trying to work out is how to get this forward section off. So it's sort of recessed in there to the actual window. But yeah, I don't know, it's the way it's laid. I feel like there's a beam that's attached to the roof itself that runs, and then the window either screws to that beam, or maybe that beam sits in and something screws sort of either side. We don't know yet. So what I'm going to do is get the circular saw, and I'm going to do a couple of cuts along it at just the depth of the timber, and that way hopefully we can try and just peel some stuff up and find out how the construction goes, because obviously I don't want to damage this, the top of the window surround, because it's still okay. So yeah. Alrighty. So the camera battery died yesterday, Arvo, which is not surprising because I didn't charge it all day. So what I might do is show you some of the surprises in a bit better detail. So mostly just these back corners really, and where we got to with stripping the roof. I'm pretty happy with it. We're just going to do some measuring up this morning. And is that a, oh no, sorry, whew, sorry about that. We're going to do some measuring up this morning and determine exactly what, how big we're going to make our side beams and things like that. And then I'm going to go back and get some bigger timber, or some better timber for the rear verticals, and then finish all my beams off at home, because I didn't actually get them finished. I come close, but I haven't got them finished yet. So but we need to get that all done, and then we can come out here probably tomorrow, weather permit. Well, we're supposed to get a bit of rain sort of every day, but nothing crazy, so hopefully that's what happens. So yeah, we'll come out here tomorrow and start fitting stuff up. For you, that will be another video, because I've still got plenty of work to do to finish this video out. Yeah, ooh, I'll put my cap back on my water tank. Alrighty, let's give you a bit of a look around at some of the damage in a bit better detail, and then we'll yeah, we'll get to work trimming a bit more stuff and then measuring up. Alright, so hopefully the sun doesn't play too much havoc with this, but basically that's it. No roof, windscreen still obviously, and I'll show you sort of what we're going to do up there, but it's a little bit better than what I was anticipating actually, so that's a bonus. Now each side, try and do this without falling in the water, because you know that would be bad. So the other side's probably a little bit better to show, but anyway, so we're taking this will actually come down a bit further. I'll pull this window frame off, and the new beam we put through, this is actually still solid timber, which is good. The other side's not, but this side is. So the new beam we put on will actually create the window surround on the inside, and then we'll put the frame, probably not this frame, but we'll put a frame back on. It's going to come all the way forward up to this point where it meets the window, because this is still ordinary. So we're going to bring it basically all the way forward right to the top, and we'll notch that so that the roof sheet sits on properly. I need to measure this roof sheet and make sure that I might even have to knock some of this down with the planer to get it to the right level, but anyway, that's in a minute. So yeah, these side beams are going to be, you know, this tall, and they're going to come all the way through, and they're going to start there. So that way they'll be all the way from the front of the roof line all the way back to our new verticals, and like I said, they'll create the surround. So this section here of the timber window surround will go, and the beam itself will be 140 mil high, and we'll take out of that. It'll attach to this vertical here. If the camera will do something, there we go. It'll attach to this vertical here, and hopefully make the whole thing strong again. So while we're up the front, this is what we come to with how we're going to join the roof sheet on up the front. Now, this timber here is a big solid slab of timber, and it's good all the way through. I screwed up there and sort of cut a bit of a notch out of it. I'm going to have to do some patchwork there, but the whole thing's getting glassed anyway, so it's not the end of the world. But this means, so there's a little bit of a fascia there, but this is actually solid timber, and it's all big and beefy, so I can screw back into this and then glass it all down, and that'll make it really solid. Gives me a nice flat place to put it to as well. So yeah, all in all, not a bad thing. We are going to have to pull these fascia timbers off from around the front, like the bullnose radius thing. They're all stuffed, but the wood behind it's still good. So still a bit of work to go on the fronts, but at least there's solidness there. Let's show you down the back. Again, got to get down without dying or getting wet. So this side's the worst side of the two. Basically, this is where that vertical support was, and it's all just gone. Yeah, sort of, it's just gone. This vertical here is good. This floor stringer, or actually it would be a floor stringer, but it's still, that's a solid chunk of wood. It's good. The floor, actually we can pull this up. Get out of there. So this beam is good. It's a little bit damp, but it is good. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring this post all the way down and meet it on that floor. So that way it'll have support all the way through. I'm going to have to remake that bit. Oh, that's not really attached to anything. See, we're learning as we go. Anyway, there's going to have to be a new beam put across there, because that was the old one there, and she's just not there anymore. Yeah, so we'll notch and insert a new beam into there, and then a new floor for that's the tilt ram for the leg. Not too bad. All that stuff's pretty well fixable. And like I said, this is the worst side. I'm gonna have to do some more digging in this corner to find out what I'm gonna do there. That section of the lower section of it's pretty good still. So I don't know if I maybe try and see, that's pretty thick timber too. That's probably 1.5 inches thick, and it's like the main back support of the boat. Well, not the main one. There's another one back there, but still, it's a pretty decent support. So I might even have to pull some more off. Don't know, requires further investigation. But it's not the end of the world. It's definitely fixable. Especially once we put some new timber in this corner and give us something to screw our verticals to. So yeah, that's about it to show on the boat today. We're going to pull this trim panel off too, so we can have a look at the rest of that beam. And then all these are coming off, obviously. I've got new ones of them to go on. Yeah, doesn't really even need to be that high, does it? Anyway, now I'm just talking. Alright, that'll do for now. The boat's a fair mess, as you'd expect. We're working flat out here. It was a pretty big day yesterday. Uncle Neville was out here, well, the whole day helping me, so massive thank you to you, Uncle Nev. And he's going to be coming out again tomorrow, so yeah, good family. It always pays to have good family. So alright, I'm going to do a bit more work here, a bit more tidying up, and then I'll see you back in the shed when we get some new verticals and finish our roof beams. So we'll see you then. Alright, so we've been shopping. That's our new, well, there's two of them obviously, that one there, they're our new verticals. And then that big chunk of hardwood, which is bloody heavy, is going to be the new section for right at the transom. So all the corners get tidied up. So not really going to muck around. I'm just going to rip these to length, or cut them to length. So these will be 2200 long. That one I've got written down, I think it's 1300 long, and then I've just got to take it to 100mm high. It's 130 at the moment. So we'll do that, and then the rest of the work gets done on the boat. We're going to run these through a thicknesser as well, these verticals, just to clean them up and make them look pretty. And then yeah, the rest of the fit out work will be done on the boat. Alrighty, well, there we have it. Roof beams, longitudinal planks, forward and aft, side beams, new verticals, new back bit for the transoms over there. You're just looking at me then, never mind. There's nothing I can do here except go and take it out of the boat tomorrow and do it. That will, however, be on the next episode. So, yeah, hopefully by the end of tomorrow, which will be next episode. It's been a long day. Yeah, so hopefully we can start actually getting some structure back up. I mean, there's still a lot of crappy wood that I've got to rip out. A lot of sort of, you know, niggling around with the renovator, the multi-tool bit, just to get everything square. I mean, these, so these long beams, those long beams there are going to run all the way from the roof, the very front of the roof, all the way to the back. So that is the length. So the 3.7 meters from there all the way up to there, and that's the length of the roof. So they're, you know, well, you saw me laminate them, laminated, so they're 40mm thick and they're 135 high, and they will just be complete new sections for the roof. Yeah, all of these beams turned out really good. I'm really happy with, well, there was one little mishap, but anyway, more or less they're, you know, pretty close to being the same sort of curvature. The best, you know, you're sort of going to get. I mean, a lot of the wood was a bit curved anyway, so I sort of went with the natural curve of the wood to give the roof more of a slope. But yeah, I still think that they turned out pretty. Oh, there's a spider there. It's creepy. Spider nearly went on my hand. I still think they turned out pretty dang good. So yeah, unfortunately these are two different timbers. I didn't realise that. This one is obviously darker and freaking heavy. I don't know what it is, but it is heavy. That one's still heavy, but that's probably half as heavy again. I've got a decent cut edge. Yeah, I sort of burn them with the saw a little bit, you can't really tell. Anyway, that sucker is hard. The thickness, I did not enjoy that. I mean, it really hasn't enjoyed any of this, but it really didn't enjoy that. So yeah, oh, yeah, there. I got a whole lot of packing up to do. I'm going to get all this loaded onto the trailer this afternoon because I'm heading out early in the morning to start fitting it up. So yeah, if you haven't already, please go ahead and subscribe. It's, you know, the channel's doing really good, and I mean, I got you guys to thank for it. So guys and girls, sorry, to thank for it. Yeah, and there's quite a few more episodes to come. I mean, we've got to get all this fitted, roof on, everything needs to be fiberglass, painted, doors need to be made, latches, windows. I'm not going to say I'm enjoying woodwork yet, but, you know, I feel like I'm starting to get some skills a little bit better than they were. So I'm still amateur, but I'm not like as amateur as I was. So Alrighty, I'm going to load up, go and have a shower and have a beer, because that's exactly what time it is. Righto, till next time, stay safe, jeepers creepers, see it's that, I just can't do it. Stay safe, and we'll catch you on the next one.